Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Boardgame Heaven Talks Accessories. And in this episode I'm going to talk about the e-Raptor insert for Dark Souls. And you will see how everything fits inside the box, because the original insert isn't that great, and this will greatly help you set up and tear down the game. And now, before I start building the insert and share my thoughts on it, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That really does help the channel quite a lot. It's very much appreciated. And maybe also check out my Patreon page. If you become a supporter of my channel, you will get early access to all of my videos, your name in the credits as a supporter, and also access to monthly Patreon exclusive videos. All right, let's build this thing and put everything inside. So here is the e-Raptor insert for Dark Souls. And as always, e-Raptor makes inserts that do not require glue. You just snap them together. So let's take a look in the box. Let's have a look here. There's a little bit of assembly, I see. There's a few screws that need to be tightened. It says here as well, 5 of these each. And the sheets are also printed here, so you know what you get. So that's pretty cool. It also tells you where to put all the bosses. All right. On the back, it tells you how to assemble the trays, numbered. So I guess this is the first sheet, then it starts here, of course, and then continues here. Yeah, that looks pretty straightforward. And then we have all of these sheets, and I think, yeah, they're not numbered, but oh yes, they are. Hey, look at that. Dark Souls 1 of 8. Which has all the bosses and smaller miniatures. Then we have this one, that's 2 of 8. I like that they printed all the components and the names on these trays here. I think these are the covers, or maybe the sides. And then we have tray 3 of 8, which is this one. It even has some handles, so you can take them out easily. And this is tray 4 of 8. Enemy data cards. Tray 5 of 8, which has the holes, I guess, for the screws. This is so cool. Dark Souls, you died. Excellent. That is tray 6 of 8. I like that. Tray 7 of 8, which is these. And tray 8 of 8. So we have everything in good order. So everything here is correct. Means we can put the pizza box away. There we go. And I will now push all of these out, and then I will put them together, and I will show you how that works. But it's pretty straightforward, and if I encounter something that is tricky, I will show you that in more detail. But basically, you just, you know, carefully push everything out. Everything's pretty easy to take out like that. And this is the first one. So it's also going to be the first one I start with. I guess it's this one, yeah. Looks like that. So we'll do that one first. And so yeah, I'll continue punching everything out, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I punched out all of the components for the A tray, and I suggest you do the same as I did. Only push out the parts that you need for the tray you're building. And you can look that up on the other sheet, which has all of these sheets here, these punch boards. So you can see that here, this is the A tray, which is this one. And it needs, of course, everything with an A. So you got A1 here, A3, A4, A5, and then there's 7. And let me just look at that closer a bit. that's a 5. No, this should be a different one, because there's only one A5, and that's a smaller one. It might be a printing error there. And this is A9, it's a bit dark. A8, and there's an A7. Oh, that's A7. So I only took those and I put them kind of in the order where they were. So this is A1, this is A5, A7, and this is 9, 4, and 6, 9, 4, and 6. And then I found A3 there, and 2 was on this sheet, and 5 was on that sheet. So I just punched only those, and then I'll go ahead and combine all of that together into this tray. So we start with this, and then we have the A1s, and you can't go wrong with these because you can't turn them around. You know, if you put them in like this, you can tell that it's obviously wrong. So you just put those in, slide them in like that. And then we have the A3, so that was, let me just quickly peek. A3 was that one, so that's this, and A3 goes in here. So that one already has a clip here. See, one of them is just a slot and one of them is a clip. And so I can just put that in, and I'll hold these other two in place, and you just click that in, and it will snap into place in the bottom right there. So that's that. Then we need a 4. So that was the one in the middle here. Yep, it is. I just verified. And then you take that, and let's see how that goes, right? So we have, and you can see that right there is a broad slot here and a narrow slot there. So this goes here, but I do notice that there is, oh, I missed the A2 because there is a slot there. You know, if you see a slot that goes over something and there's nothing there, you missed something. So that was A2, which is over here. The small one, that goes here. And now these will all slot in. Sometimes you need to wiggle these around a bit, but you know, they all slot in. So these are now held in place by this one, and this slots over here. So that's that so far. Then we go to the second image. Then we get, this is, I think, A6. That should be A6. Let me just take a look at that. Oh, that is actually A6. I misread that as 5, but this is 6. So that is this one. Let's check that. Is that correct? Yeah? No? Hang on. Oh, yes, it is. I have to turn it around. Because again, one of them goes into a slot, and one of them is a clip. And that means this will slot over these things, and that is correct as well, because they all have slots for this one. And now I can just click this in, click, and that will again hold the other bits in place. So it's starting to take shape here. It's pretty cool. It's a very clever system. Let's see. So then we've got that one. Then we got A9, which is the other long one, which is the outer tray. And again, you can't go wrong because this, as you can tell, won't fit. So you have to flip it around so that these two slots go over these dividers. And that goes in here. Just put them in place, and now you can just pick it up because everything is held in place, and slowly press everything in until it's all through. Oh, this one hasn't been kept in place yet, so just put that one back. All right, so we're here now. We have the sides. So that, oh, I think I made a mistake. I missed this one because, yeah, it says here, that's A5. Haha, I missed that in the first one. So that will go under. So like me, if you make a mistake, it's not hard to correct. You can just pull them out, really. Just carefully pull them out and then correct your mistake. And I'm just gonna do that like this. Don't take them out entirely. Click that in, and then I can click this one back in. So there you go. Now that is in place as well. Now I need to put in this one. So again, I forgot this one, which is a, let's see, is that 8? No, this is 8. 8 goes there. This is over here. That's 7. And 7 was the upper one, 8 was the lower one. So this is 7. And 7 goes in here. Again, this will match up with these two slots. So I'll put this in like that. Just pull this out a bit. And a little bit more. There you go. Now I can put this underneath that. So yeah, just follow the instructions. And I guess if I look at the numbers, I think that's the order in which, of course, they're put in. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. Yeah, you see. And then, let's see, 6 was this long one, and then 7. Yeah, so the numbers are also the order. It's actually pretty straightforward. And then this is 9, which is the last one, and that goes on top of these. So it's clever engineering. You know, they have the system that clicks together. That's clever to start with, but they also engineered it in such a way that everything basically keeps everything together. You know, all the components, once clicked together, keep all the dividers in place, and the order in which they put them in, you know, means that the notches go up or down. Everything they thought about here. So I like that. I really, really do appreciate the work they put into this. So that's the first tray, and that's how that works. So I will continue punching out things one by one, again following the instructions. I'll start with B, everything that's labeled with a B next, and then C, etc., etc. And again, should I encounter something a little bit more complex, I will show you that in this video. So this is tray B, which has the bigger bosses, all the boss miniatures. So let's see how that works. B, you should have it like this with the 2 slots on that side. I've punched out all of the pieces and I put them in order so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or this is 9, this is 10, I believe. Yeah, this is 10. So, you know, you can just put them in the order as indicated. So 1 is gonna go into the front slot here, which is the bigger one. It doesn't fit here because this is a smaller slot. Again, very smart engineering. And this one then goes into the other one with the taller side facing inward, like in the picture. Then this one, this has an interesting slot here. So there's something going on with that. It's gonna go here. So you might actually want to do this one first because you're going to click it in and those might jump out. So just carefully push them in, click, click, and click. There you go, they stayed in. Then we were going to go down like that and like that. So we have B4, which is going to go here. That will sit on top of these. So just slot them over in like this, and then this can click in. There's one clicky thing there. The other one is just a slot, so that'll sit there. Then 5 is gonna go here. Again, just slot them over like that into the notches. And is that correct? I'm doing something wrong here because this does not line up correctly. I've turned it around. So yeah, I have done it the wrong side. So see, you can't do it wrong because it won't fit otherwise. It's very cleverly engineered. So that goes in like this. Click, click, click. There you go. Then we're here, we take the big one. That goes into the back with the slot on this side because there's a divider here, of course. So that slots over that. We bring that in closer. So like that, and that will slot in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything sits, taking shape. Then we have this one, which you should punch out very carefully, because, you know, it's obviously a bit fragile, so be careful when doing that. And that will go in like that, but also with the 7. So this is 8, so the 7s go in first. Now, pay attention to this picture. Can you actually see that on camera? It's very small. There's two of these. Again, also a part that you need to punch out very carefully because it's fragile. So this goes into these slots and then you push it against the back. It has these two little hooks that go in here. So just put that in like that, push it back. That will sit on it. This, yeah, this looks correct. And it's so cleverly done. It's very, very clever. So these are basically what hold the bases in place. All right, so you slide the bases underneath these and they won't move. They won't fall out. Now this is a bit tricky, but just be careful and just slide it on in easily, carefully. All right, there you go, just bit by bit. And this goes over here. There's a slot here on the side and there's a slot here. So once you have that in, you should be able to push it further. And is this correct? Yes, because this also has little notches. Okay, everything is in place here. This needs to go up. This was holding it back. Okay, like that, like that. Yeah, and now we're in the back. So I guess if everything is lined up, I can now press that into the back. Yeah, this is right. This is correct. Click, click. Oh, 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 oh. I'm a little bit off here. There we go. There we go. And this needs to line up with that hole there. And there you go. That's in there, in the corner. And this is around this corner. And that's in the corner. This is good. This is good. Yeah, that looks great. So there you go. Yeah. So you can see here that this is where the bigger bases just slide in, basically. And this is a support for something else. So let's put in this part. You died because of the bosses, of course. That goes into the front. That's basically just a front lid that you can take out to slide out the bosses. Their cards go there. This is a really nice looking tray. I like that a lot. And then you take this tray, and this tray also has lids, which I punched out just now. So this is for the black, white, and red cubes. So those go in here, and this fits on. You know, it just kind of friction holds it in place, so you can easily take it off, but it doesn't really fall out that easily. So it's basically just friction. But I guess with the weight of the cubes and you shake it, then it would fall out, but you know, you're gonna put it on top like that anyway. So if you store your box like vertically, it's gonna be fine. So that's good. This is the character board tokens. All right, so we'll put that here. And this one has a slight like laser flaw, I guess, because it had a little bit of a jump there. The laser, like where the laser should have come together, but nothing, a little bit of filing won't, a little bit of sanding won't help. It does fit. It does fit, but I just have to push it in a bit harder, which is fine, so it doesn't fall out. So maybe I won't sand it. And this one is just perfect. All right, so we have these three. And that then goes on top of this, which is super cool. Look at that. It's just room for everything. Yeah, that looks really cool. All right, on to the next. All right, so I've put everything together. Everything was pretty straightforward and easy. And I've put all the components where they belong, except for one thing, and that's this one. This is the mist gate to the bosses, which is technically a terrain or board element, which is supposed to go into this little box, but it doesn't fit. So this is just enough room for the treasure chests, and this thing is too tall. It's too long for it. It doesn't fit in sideways. It fits in like this, but then of course it sticks out. So I just put it with the white tokens. These are all the trap tokens. So that's these. They go in here, and so the bottom here has an opening. So this sits in deeper, which is kind of interesting. And then this goes on top to close that off. So you can see here the tokens are sticking out a bit. But yeah, I mean, that is what they needed to do to make it fit, I guess. So this bigger tray simply has all the cubes, and there is a lid for all of that individually. So there's a lid here that says cubes that goes on here. There you go. Then you have the character board tokens. So you have these 4 different tokens for your character boards. There's 4 of each, and those go in here, there. And then in this one, I have all of these damage and souls tokens in the 1, the 3, and the 5. And there is one of 8 in there as well. And these 2, those are the gameplay tokens. So you just divided those, and those go in here. So you have this entire tray with all of those tokens. So I'll put that to the side for now. This was an interesting tray. Has the dice in the middle. Has the barrel tokens. Says so on the bottom. Maybe it's a bit hard to see, but it says barrel tokens here, and these are the gravestone tokens. And you have the 4 hero characters which slide in. So you can just, if you just take one of those heroes, it says assassin here, assassin with 1 S at the end, so it's a typo. But that one, you just slide it in like this, and it's pretty easy to slide them in and out, so it doesn't scuff the paint. And you take the 2, so the assassin and the warrior, I believe, which have their weapons pointing out, put those to the left, because this is an open space on this side. And these 2 need to go in with their weapons within the tray. And then this little box goes on top of the dice, which is very clever. So this kind of slots in here really nicely. See, it sits on top of that with this little lip, and this one on that side. So you have that. Put that to the side for now. This little box has all the condition tokens. Very straightforward. 4 slots for 4 different conditions. So you just close that up, and I'll put everything inside. So I haven't tried putting it in yet, so we'll see where everything goes. So this is the big tray, which I put together for the bosses. And it has all the cards on the side. So it says here, boss data and behavior cards. That's all the big cards, right? Which you recognize with the scales. But it's technically all the big cards. There aren't any other big cards in the game. And I sleeved them, and they fit in really nicely. And you have these 2 handholds to take everything out. And then the smaller boss cards go in here. See? So these are all the smaller cards for the bosses, all sleeved. So let's put in the miniatures. So I have them here. So let's start with the Dancer of the Boreal Valley, which is this one. And I had mine painted, as you can see, which looks really cool. So that one just slides in here, and that goes very easy. You can even turn it a bit if you need to. Then the Boreal Outrider Knight, which is this one. Another guy with a huge sword, so I'm going to point that the other way, like that. No problem there. Then we have the Gargoyle, which is this huge, beautiful monster. It's very cool. So let's see. I'll do it like this. Maybe I should have done this one first, actually. Of course. So yeah, you kind of need to, or I can do it like that because that's the axe in the way. Yeah, I'm gonna take these out and put this one in first. And I guess I have to turn it. So I'm gonna turn it. Let's see, how can I turn it? So this is a bit tricky then, because I guess it has to be like this because of the axe. So maybe I'll try this and then put the dancer in like so. That just passes that tip of the wing, so that's good. And put this one in again with the sword pointing forward. Perfect. And then the Winged Knight. Maybe I should do the Executioner first, though. Smoke, which is awesome. Love that paint job. So he goes in here very nicely. The Demon, Titanite Demon, that's a big one. So I'll put that one in face forward. And be careful not to damage his... Yeah, that's perfect, like that. So we have the tail there, so I'm guessing I might have to do this one first, although... Yeah, put this one in first. Like that, and then this one. Like this. So, yeah, I just hope that this is not going to be a problem. Maybe I can... Can I turn it a bit more? I don't think so. So let's see if I can try something else. Maybe, oops, careful there. Don't fall off, please. Yeah, this is gonna be, maybe I'll turn him this way. Like that. And then perhaps I can turn this. So yeah, it needs a bit of finagling. But it should all fit. So I hope this isn't going to be a problem. But there you go. And then we have the Dragon Slayer Ornstein right here. And I guess you can just slide him in sideways. Yeah, I mean, that works, actually. Can do it a bit like this for the staff. Does that fit? It does, but it's not ideal. Maybe I should do it like this. Yeah, that's better. Okay, like that then. All right, so that's all the bosses in. I will put that, because that's the heaviest thing, I'll put that downward like this. Oh yeah, that is a problem because I have the you died thing that goes here. So I do need to figure out a way to make that fit. Let me work on that for a second. All right, I fiddled with it a bit. I just needed to turn the demon to the left a bit so that the staff was just inside there, and then put him just facing forward. And that works. He's sitting against the tail there. As you can see, there's a little bit of wiggle room. So yeah, see, so that's fine. And yeah, that's basically it. So you just turn him as far as his tail will allow. He hits the divider, and that's just how you put him in. So yeah, that's these guys. I'll put those in here with the you died front, and he has grips here, and you can grip it here as well to lift it out of the box. Now on top of this, you will put the box with these cubes, etc., that we saw earlier. So with the lids on, so that goes there, and since the demon is the biggest, there's a little bit of a hole here, so you know, but this all sits on top of the rest nicely. So that's really well done. All right, so this is one tray. Then we have this tray, kind of the same principle. You just slide in all the monsters that are printed on the bottom. So you got your undead soldiers there, the crossbowmen, the silver defenders or whatever they're called, the knights, and then you have these undead large knights, the heavy bowmen or the long bowmen, and the halberdiers and the shield Guardians, Sentinels, yeah, Sentinels, that's it. So those slide in there, and then you can put this in front of that, so, you know, no matter how you store it, they won't slide out. See, just, they do slide a little bit. It's not too tight, fortunately. Then here is a very small divider for those monsters' bigger cards, like these, the behavior cards. So those go in here. All the loot cards go in the larger slot here, so with the chest on it. These are all my starter cards, so for the 4 heroes, those go in here, and these are the souls cards. So with the 1, 2, and 3 souls, 1, 3, and 3 level on them. So those go in there. They're all sleeve, premium sleeves, and there's plenty of wiggle room. So that's all in here. And that goes next to that box, which you can lower in by the handholds here. Now, you will notice there is a lot of room there. So that is where all of this will go. So the heroes and all of this little tray, which I will take out for now so I can lower it by these little lips here. You just sit that on top, oops, of all that. So you can see here that these 2 longer weapons stick out over these, so that's no problem. This side needs to be closed off. So that's why these 2 heroes are here and these 2 are there. So you sit that on top of those smaller minis with this on top of that. And then we still have the condition tokens, and those go on top of the cards like that. So there you go, very simple. Then we have this tray, which was simply 2 sheets of wood screwed together with the bolts on the top and the screws on the bottom, and these just have all of these dials. It's very simple, very straightforward. So let me see where that is supposed to sit. I don't know if there's a spot for that actually, or if it even matters, because usually they do kind of take into account, but I'll just put that here because I probably need to put these boards on the other side then. So this kind of fills out the empty space, I guess. So you put that on top, then you take all of the boards, and you simply put that on top of that, like so, and the little bolts will sit to the left and the right of these map boards, map tiles, and you can put the rulebook on top of that, and I think I have everything, and then you can close the lid and have that sit entirely flush. And there you go. That is really well done. I'm pretty impressed with how clever this insert is. Right, that's that. So, in the end, this is a really good insert, I think. It's easy to put together. You just, you don't even really need the instructions if you look at it, because you cannot put these together the wrong way, but the instructions just make it that much faster, of course. It has slots for all of your miniatures. It has the grips on the side, so you can easily lift it out of the box, which is great. It has a removable cover with the Dark Souls logo on it, which is cool. And you can just slide out your miniatures like that and take them all out, and you have this little tray that just sits on top of that. You can take that off like that with the heroes in it, with the tokens in it. You get a separate little box for more tokens to the terrain and board elements. You can just take that off and you have all of those tokens in here, nice and sorted with its own lid. And you have your dice over here. You have this tray with the gameplay tokens, the character board tokens, and the cubes. And also these just come off really easily and just cover everything up, so it stays in the trays in the box. And then when it's on the table, you simply take these off and you have access to all of that. So you can just put those trays on the table and have everything ready to go. Same with the condition tokens here. It also says it on the lid there. You just take that off. You have all your condition tokens. Put that on the table and you're ready to go. It's really, really well designed. You have all of your smaller cards in here, which in my case are sleeved, and all of that fits. You have the monster cards in here with, of course, the monsters that they belong to. So that is also very handy that everything is kind of organized together where it belongs. And then all of the bosses in here, again, with a removable lid with the "You Died" on it, which is cool. The big bosses here with their cards, the big and the small cards, all go together with those minis. And this also has the grips, so you can easily lift it out of the box. The engineering for these e-Raptor inserts, I think, is really clever. You just snap them together. You don't need any glue. It's pretty straightforward. You just look at the instructions and put it together piece by piece, tray by tray, and it all works really well. And everything, of course, fits in the box really well with the lid sitting flush. So all in all, I think this is a very well designed, excellent insert. I can certainly recommend it if you play this game a lot and you just want to get things to the table quickly and do not want to deal with, Ziploc bags and stuffing in the box, underneath the minis and whatnot. The original insert was just not very convenient. So this is certainly a good upgrade for your game. I'd like to thank e-Raptor for sending this over for me to build and review. Very much appreciated. I really am happy with this insert. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and also please check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.